are you on the line?
Good evening.
Ms. Taylor, are you on the line? Ms. Wanda Taylor, are you on the line? Counselor Matthews, I'm on my phone. Do you see that we have a quorum?
No, I don't. Well, yes, I do. I see Councilor Crusoe, and I heard Councilor Marshall, so that makes 4.
Thank you so much. Good evening to all, and thank you for taking out your time this afternoon and coming to the City of Bessemer operating budget fiscal year 2020-2021. This is meeting number 2. Counselors, let us have a word of prayer, please. Amen. Counselor Collier, are you on the line? Counselor Alexander. Counselor Thigpen. Counselor Marshall.
I'm here.
Counselor Matthews.
Here.
Counselor Crusoe.
I'm present. I'm here.
Thank you all so much. We have a quorum. And Miss Keela Pryor, are you on the line?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule. Mayor Gully, are you on the line?
Good evening, Madam President, and to all who are listening. Yes, ma'am, I am.
Thank you, sir, for taking time out of your busy schedule this evening. We do have a quorum, and we will get started. Ms. Pryor, those items that you had to go back and look up or research, do you have them ready for the council?
Yes, ma'am, I do. There were about 3 or 4 items. One of them, we were asking about the vendor copy service. Who was the vendor for that, for the copy service?
Tell me what page you're on.
Well, the page that it originated from was the non-departmental, which is page 6. Copy services, which is 527046 on page 6. And that's where that question originated from. And
okay.
There was a question about who was the vendor for the copier service for the city, and Conoco Minolta has that contract. So that is where we get the copiers from. There was also a question about the revenue for that. And, the reason why that budget is $25,000 now is actually weed lien. So if you look over on page 3, and that is where that question originated from. The weed liens, why was the budget so high? And that was the question. And so the reason for the budget being set at $25,000 is because the budget was set too low, really. I looked at the revenues that we were bringing in on that line item, and we had already generated about $26,000. So I set that budget at $25,000. And I also looked at fiscal year 2021, like where we are right now, and we've already met that budget as of right now. So that's the reason why that just needed to be adjusted. Okay. There was also a question which originated from page 3, and there was a question about the rental income. And what that is, let's see. Okay, so Garrett Masonry, they're renting a space from us. They pay us about $2,000 per month. And then there's a couple of other companies, like Lamar companies, for instance, they're putting up a sign on our city property and for advertising. Of course, they're an advertising company, so they're also paying us monthly for that service. So it's just a few companies that are doing things or renting, space from city properties, and so that's what that is for.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
I heard Ms. Pryor say page 6. I have 2 page 6s. And which one that again you made mention of? I mean, it doesn't stop me from having 2 page 6. I don't know why I have 2 pages.
That's okay. I need to put page 6B or something. When it prints on 2 pages. So I need to maybe put a 6B as a reference so that we can all be on the same page, so to speak. But the question that originated from the first page 6, I guess I'll say, was who was the vendor? Who is the vendor for the copier service? And if you look at account 527-046, that's the line item that we're discussing there. And I was just going back and letting the council know that Hanukkah Minolta is a vendor. That was one of the questions that we had from last week. Who was the vendor for the copier service?
Okay, and did I understand you to say that you're gonna would I be correct in Madam Chair in saying that it'll be 6A and 6B if someone has it like that? Am I the only one that has 2 6s?
No, you have 2 6s, but I had already marked mine 6A and 6B.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. That's correct. We could put 6A and 6B on it because when it prints, it just prints on 2 pages. So I can, if we can just reference it 6A and page 6B.
Thank you so very kindly.
Yes, sir.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
a question, please. Do you know who's responsible as far as in this meeting, being live tonight on YouTube? Because I mean, I see it's being recorded, but it's not live tonight.
That should have been Mr. Singleton and Miss Taylor. That's why I asked was Miss Taylor on the line.
Madam President,
Yes, sir.
this is Rick Singleton. I am on the line and we are live and broadcasting.
Thank you so much, Mr. Singleton.
Thank you. I mean, I don't see it on the screen, but thank you.
It's on my screen, Councilor Crusoe, in top right-hand corner.
Okay, you can go ahead, Miss Pryor.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And the other question that I have was I made note to bring back some information on the maintenance, and I'm going to ask the mayor if he'll speak on the maintenance charges.
What line item was that, Miss Pryor?
Yes, ma'am. Let me get that for you. So again, that would be page 6A. So the account number is 528 528-018. 528-018.
Okay, I see it. Mayor Gully.
Madam President, along those lines is what we spoke last meeting, and so concerning that was our proposed budget as of October 1, the beginning of the fiscal year. Now, at this, as I stated and so on the last meeting, my plans at that particular time was to one, as I stated, do the columns, and two was to possibly look at the steps in front and stuff of City Hall. So right now, at this particular time, when it comes up to the publicizing and the specs and the bill and the possibly bidding in order to do that, there's no way that this right here could probably be done before the new fiscal year anyway. So I'm okay one way or the other. If someone wants to adjust and so that number back to the original amount, because it's very unlikely that those steps can be corrected before October 1. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you give me, Ms. Pryor, give me that line item number again, please?
Yes, ma'am. It's on page 6A, and the line item is 528-018.
And so am I to understand that we're going back to $109,030.52? Is that what we're going back to?
Madam President, if you also choose to do that, yes.
That's fine.
Ms. Pryor, did you get that?
Yes, ma'am. $109,030.52. I'll adjust that. I'll adjust that budget.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And those were all of the things that we needed to go back and documentation on. We left off on page 8. So if there aren't any other questions, we can look at page 8.
Let me ask a question. Page 6B, I have a question mark here. 528075. Did we, you said you were going to go back and look at that.
Oh, yes, ma'am. That is a miskey, because those fees, council attorney fees, should actually be in, over on the next page, which is the council and the mayor's budget. So instead
Yes,
of the middle numbers, which is 0000, it should be that one. It should be 10000. So it's a misky. That is the council's attorney, city council attorney fees, which should be coded under the same line item, but on, it should use, instead of non-departmental, it should use the mayor and the council budget number.
Okay. So does that need to be adjusted or it needs to be left as it is?
Well, it can be left as it is for right now. We know that it was a mistake, and we have the budget adjusted correctly going forward.
Counselors, are there any more questions? Now on page 7, I have a question mark here. Item number 5000004. Counselors, what's your pleasure with that $30,000? I think the mayor's pleasure was to hire someone to do maintenance around the city hall. Is that correct, Mayor?
Madam President, that is correct. As I forestated and stuff on Monday night, right now, we don't have anyone. If you wanted to set the multi-purpose room up, you don't have anyone and stuff to set the multi-purpose room up. If there are supplies that are brought in, you don't have anyone and stuff to, once those supplies are brought in and stuff to City Hall, you don't have anyone and stuff to take those supplies to their respective departments and stuff, meaning office supplies or any other supplies. As I stated, if someone comes into City Hall and gets sick, and so, you don't have anyone to address that. So I said and stuff the other day, if the council does not feel like that is needed, then take it out. It's completely up to you all.
Counselors?
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
I do think, when you come to commercial buildings and things of that nature, any commercial building is going to have a porter, somebody who can do little odds and end kind of things. So I don't find that so unusual, and I'm not sure that that's an exorbitant amount of money for someone to do that, and someone to be on hand to take care of those little odds and ends that are not definitively assigned to anybody in the building, the janitorial staff, or nobody has got the assignment to do it. So I would say leave it, in my opinion. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair. Go ahead.
Counselor Crusoe?
With this line item that we're discussing, looking over the last few years, this money has not been utilized. And for the very reasons that this money has been itemized for, which Mayor Gully just mentioned, those responsibilities have been been done by somebody up to this point. So it is in my opinion that we remove it.
Counselor Matthews?
Well, that was about to be my question. What has been the past practices of this? What's been the past practice of if anything happened or set up, or if some of the supplies needed to be done? What has been done in the past? Opposed to saying that, I guess nothing has been done if the money's been there, right? And who has been doing those duties?
Madam President.
Yes, sir.
Who has been doing those duties is anyone that who was available and stuff to do them, including myself at some particular and sometimes. And so I've had to utilize individuals that is not necessarily their job and stuff to do it. I've used Mr. Carlton, McCullum and stuff in IT and stuff to move certain items. I've used terrain to set up multi-purpose room for various and stuff meetings, including meetings and stuff for you all and stuff on several occasions. But that's not in the job description of those individuals They are just asked and stuff to do that from the mayor's office. So, yeah, those things are still being done, but it depends on some on the availability of individuals that is not necessarily their prospective job and stuff to be doing it.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
and hearing the mayor's explanation, you know, that could even run into some issues in terms of employees basically working outside of what their job description is. If they get injured or something like that, you know, there could be some liability issues. I mean, after all, this is simply a budget. And you know, if the money is needed to have someone to do all of those things that the mayor said, then we need to have it there. I mean, yeah, it hasn't been used, but the mayor explains why it hasn't been used, because people from other departments have been coming and doing things taken away from their primary work duty. So again, it's a budget. So I think the item ought to be there. Thank you.
And Madam Chair, I wasn't finished. I just, the last question I want to ask. And Mayor, you feel like this $30,000 is I think that's what it is. Am I right?
Yes,
Is it?
that's what it is.
Sir.
Councilor Matthews, yes, I put that amount there based on going out to the Jefferson County Personnel Board and looking at obviously, as I stated on Monday night, we had two maintenance personnel when we were at the old city hall. They both, when we moved to the new city hall, have been reassigned and stuff somewhere else. So I based that on my knowledge of their salary at that time when they worked and stuff in the previous facility. So it is a forecast. I do not anticipate that it will run more than that. It may run substantially less, but what it is for a salary and benefits for someone and stuff to do that particular and sub job.
And also, if memory serves me correct, when those persons was in the old city hall, if Miss Coleman needed some help, and because sometimes it had been, I just leave it at that. Sometimes she had needed some help, and matter of fact, she utilized those persons as well. So, in that regard, I would agree to let it stay there as well. That's just because I know in times past, Miss Coleman did utilize someone if she needed help with supplies and or that she would go to Sam's or Walmart to pick up. So I will go along with it at this particular time.
I would say I'm looking at the number of employees that we have at the Bessemer Civic Center that is not always busy. I was looking at a multi-skilled worker that they set up down to the Civic Center if we needed something set up there, but with the explanation, I would hate for someone to get sick in that city hall and we had no one to clean it up. And I'm going to go back to this. Miss Coleman asked a young lady to perform a job, and they stated that it's not in their job description and or in the contract. So this person that we're going to hire is going to be considered a multi-skilled worker for the Bessemer Civic Center. Is that correct, Mayor Gully?
City Hall, I thought that's.
I'm sorry, the City Hall.
Okay, okay.
And Madam President, as it's been, obviously with the previous workers, those individuals will be assigned, assigned to the entire City Hall. And so obviously if anyone needed some assistance in that regard, that will be that individual's job in order and so to do that, to assist them.
Thank you. So it is the consensus of this body to leave that 30,000 where it is.
That's my thoughts, Madam President.
Okay. We're on page 7, Miss Pryor.
Yes, ma'am. And
Okay,
was there anything else on page 7 that we need to discuss?
well, there is we didn't get quite finished with page 7, but there is a statement that I would like to make, and I don't think it's 525049, where it says elected officials pension. I, for one, still think that no deposit, there should be no return. If an elected official does not put into their own pension, why is the city paying their pension out of the general fund? That's my statement with that. And I know that Attorney Payton gave us an explanation that he said came from the state of Alabama. But I question that with the state of Alabama. And I just don't agree with that, but that's just me. And that is projected at $60,000 out of the general budget that no one placed any amount in, not a portion. When I worked at UAB for my 401k or my retirement, I had to put in a certain amount and UAB put in a certain amount. But no one here that's receiving put in any amount. So if there's not any more questions, we can move on. That was just a statement that I wanted to make. Ms. Pryor.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And so we can move over to page 8.
Okay.
Okay. And let's see. We can talk about any of these items, but I'm going to, let's see, the largest item here is for account.
We can go line by line when it comes to this, Ms. Pryor. We can go line by line, and if there's nothing there, then we'll move on.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
can just call it out and the numbers, and we'll just move on.
Okay, so you want me to call out each line item?
We can call out each line item and the budgeted amount. And if there's no problems with it, let's just move on.
Okay, well, okay, that's gonna take us a while, but I mean, I can do that. Let me get a ruler so I can make sure I stay on the correct line. So do you want to do the salaries and the fringe as well? Because I was going to just pick up the bigger items and then let you all ask me questions about any others. You want me to just go line by line?
Yes, ma'am. Just call it out in the number, and if we have a problem with it, we'll tell you. If not, we'll keep moving.
Okay, so I'm going to like let's see. I'm gonna go to incidentals, which there is no budget there. So gas and oil usage is $2,500. That's the budgeted amount. Conference and travel. This is information systems. First of all, this is the information systems budget. The conference and travels, they're requesting 3,000. Okay. Capital equipment is $34,200. Okay. Service supplies 7,000. Copier lease maintenance is 3,000. Cellular phones 11,500. Cellular phone maintenance 1,000. Repairs to vehicles 2,500.
Now, those repairs that's not insurance repairs or just repairs that we made to vehicles.
No, ma'am, we haven't. We're talking about cellular phone maintenance right now. Well, that's the $1,000. We haven't gotten to vehicles yet.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So this I would think this would be like cracked springs and things of that nature. Cellular phone maintenance. So now, let's see, repairs to vehicles. Here we are. So 2,500 there. Repairs to vehicles. Okay. Dues, subscription, and memberships, $500.
Yeah. That's the line item right there, Miss Pryor, that she was just asking you about. The repairs to vehicles, the 2,500. I mean, the repairs to vehicles, is that not covered up under the insurance? Is this a projected cost of deductibles or what? The 2,500.
Right. So when we purchase vehicles, they are under warranty. However, most warranties, last 3 years or 5 years or what have you. So once the vehicles are outside of the warranty period, then, and we have a lot of older fleet, cars. We have some cars probably 20 years old. But once they're outside of the warranty period, then we have to, of course, pay for those repairs. So that's what that's for. Because the warranty only lasts for so long. Yes, ma'am. But we still, continue to keep that car in our fleet.
Now, which line item are you all speaking of when you say repairs to vehicles?
Yes, sir. It's 525064. We're on page 8.
Yeah. Okay. Well, well, it's nothing there. I just thought I was missing something. It's nothing in that on that line item.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir. There's $933 of actual expenses, and the budget is $2,500.
On 525-0464.
064. Yes, sir.
525-064. On my budget, it's
right up under cell phone.
Need to clean your glasses, counselor. You're missing it, huh?
Right.
You're missing it. Yeah.
Oh,
Are you on page 8?
One budget versus the one of the others. Is that the 2021 you have?
Yes, 2021, page 7.
Page 8.
No, we're on page
8.
Okay, all right. Well, I know. Okay. That's when a 4-year-old distracted come in and want some crackers. But anyway, okay.
Yeah.
I know my glasses. They're 2 weeks old, so okay. We good. My grandmother came in and wanted some crackers, and I went to the kitchen right quick and got him crackers. Came back. Okay, we good.
Madam Chair.
Okay.
Madam
Yes,
Chair.
sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, I appreciate what you said about going line by line, but to be honest, we'll be forever doing that. I think this is my recommendation that we look at the budget. If we see something that jumps out at us, like a huge deviation from one year to the next, then that would be my suggestion to hone in on those. But to go down the line looking at items $2,000 or $1,500, it doesn't affect the budget to any real great extent. That if we continue going like this, we'll never be in a position to get this budget done. That's just my opinion.
We'll get it done. And if you look at the other pages are not like this. I asked for this page for a reason, Councilor Marshall. If you look at your other pages are not like this page, and we will get the budget done. We'll get it done. Mr. Price. Yes, sir. Councilor Matthews.
Yeah, well, and this is just a question because I did step away and I thought I left it on page 7 and had a circle about it. And I don't know if anyone asked this question. If you did, you could tell me right fast. The retirees went on the, let me go 525051 BC/dental went from 45,000 to 65,000. Did anyone did you all address that?
No, sir, we did not.
Well, that's what I had circled when I stepped out the room, and when I came back, I still was stuck on page 7. But that's on page 7. Is there a reason for that? And that's a deviation or increase of 10, 20,000 bucks. So that's why I asked that.
Okay, 525051. Is that
yes, ma'am? Yes, ma'am.
Let's see. Okay.
Now that one stood out at me. So I was wondering what was we were at 63, and then 45 back before that, and 63, then 45, then now back up to 65.
Yes, sir. The actual expenditures came in at $63,454, and so we researched that and we realized that it was under budget, and so we wanted to adjust that budget to what the actual expenditures are. And the actual expenditures are coming in at $63,000, so we just needed to adjust that budget. And so some of these numbers.
So what you're saying, you're under budgeted. That's the explanation. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and say what you were saying. That's all.
Well, that's basically it. I mean, the budget is just a budget, so it's never going to be exact or perfect. So some of these things, we just look at the trends, and some we can take down based on what's going on. And sometimes we have to increase them based on the activity in the account. So it won't be perfect, but that's the reason for this whole process, to look at the trends, and if it needs to be adjusted, we'll adjust it up or we'll adjust it down.
Yes, ma'am. And I totally understand. And as Ford mentioned, when something jumps out at you, it just jump out at you. And so I had I think that's just cause to ask that question because of the $20,000.
Yes,
okay.
Sir. Yes.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. All right.
That's all. Madam President.
Yes, sir. Councilor Collier.
Could you announce my arrival?
Yes, sir. Councilor Collier arrived at the meeting at 7:05 p.m. Thank you, Councilor Collier, for taking out your time out of your busy schedule.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going back to page number 8. Is that correct? Yes. Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna go line by line. So we are now, we're on page 8, first of all, and we're doing the information systems budget on page 8. Okay, so we're looking at line item 525075, which is dues, subscriptions, and membership, $500. Okay. Um, hmm. Maintenance expense. I'm not. Let's see. This is budgeted at $5,500.
I had a question about that. What is that, Miss Pryor?
I'm going to have to pull that contract out and see exactly what that one is. I'm honest. I'm sorry. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I will I will make a note of that, and I can email it to you all. If that would be okay, I can email that specifically what it's for. That
That
contract.
would be fine.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, we can go on down because the next two, there's nothing there.
Yes, ma'am. So training, let's see, $2,500 is the budget. Capital equipment citywide is $24,500. Okay. Building computer equipment, 1,500 is the requested amount. Civic center equipment, $1,500. City clerk, $1,500.
Madam Chair, excuse me, Ms. Keeler, can you, as far as the capital equipment citywide, just give a brief description of that and we can move on just so I can make note of.
Yes, ma'am. What information system is doing right here, they are putting funds out there for miscellaneous items that need to be purchased for each department or for several of the departments. And they're putting $1,500 out there just in case an iPad or a laptop or needs to be replaced, or a printer or something like that for that department needs to be.
No, the citywide, as far as the 24,500. Yeah, I mean, is that what you give?
Oh, you want the citywide account?
Ma'am.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Let's see. Let me get you want a breakdown of that line item?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just a moment. Okay, so there are about 4 items there. There is a request for digital signage at 8,500. Website maintenance at 4,000. Citywide telephone system equipment maintenance at 4,000. As well as $8,000 for cellular pads and mobile manager. It's a subscription service for mobile devices. So that's a 24,500.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Ms. Pryor,
yes,
with this upgrade, and Mr. Singleton is on the line. With this upgrade, Mr. Singleton, if indeed we have to stop doing YouTube, we will be able to do Facebook Live with this upgrade. Is that correct?
Madam President.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I was listening. I missed some things. Can you repeat, please?
Yes, sir, I can. I said with this upgrade, this $4,000 upgrade, if we should have to stop doing YouTube, it would not be a problem for us to do Facebook Live with the upgrade.
Excuse me. Can you repeat the upgrade for me, please, ma'am? I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay with
Councilor
the
Donald.
upgrade. Yes,
Councilor
ma'am.
Donald, excuse me, may I get some water while you all discuss that? I'm gonna run and get some water. Is that okay?
Go ahead. Go
Thank
ahead,
you.
Ms. Pryor.
Thank you.
With the upgrade, if we should have to stop doing YouTube, we would be able to go right into Facebook Live. Is that true?
That is true. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. That's that was what I had on my paperwork and what
Now,
I
Madam President, can I
wanted.
clarify? You referring to the actual cost, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. You are absolutely correct.
Okay. All right. That is what I wanted to know. I thought it would be, but I wasn't sure. Thank you so much, Mr. Singleton, and Miss Pryor will be right back. Are there any more counselors that have come in? Counselor Alexander and or Counselor Thigpen? Okay. Ms. Pryor will be right back. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Ms. Pryor.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So, let's see. The next line item is fleet, which is $2,500 requested in the budget. Fire, $5,000. Parks and recreation, $1,500. Police, $5,000. Public improvement, $4,000. And let's see, revenue. Okay. Let's see, traffic, $1,500. Okay.
Is revenue someplace else, Miss Pryor?
Let's see. Yes, ma'am. We've got some expenses in the revenue department that we are requesting. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. So now I would like, if we can look at 525. Let's see. 525 140.
140. Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that one, that line item is $156,687. And so what that is Comcast expenses. It's a contract with Comcast. That's the vendor. And what that is citywide services, is internet services as well as cable services. And it's a contract for the whole entire city.
And who's that provider again? You said Comcast?
Yes, sir. It's Comcast. Comcast.
Okay.
I didn't know they were here.
And that's an annual contract.
Okay. Any more questions, counselors? Page number 9.
Yes, ma'am. So page number 9 is our city clerk's office. So I am going to start with the supplies account, which is 525005. And there's a request of $5,000 for that line item. Okay, 528008, which is gas and oil usage, $2,500 requested. Convention, conference, and travel expenses, $10,000. Okay.
Ain't been going nowhere.
I'm sorry.
I say they have been using it, I guess, but that's fine.
Right. Well, yes, sir, because a lot of, due to COVID and all of that, there's a lot of those events have been canceled, but hopefully, things will pick back up.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Copier lease, $6,500. Cellular phones, $2,000. Repairs to vehicles, $1,500.
They've not used that either. Okay.
Okay. Due subscriptions and memberships, $1,500 is the budget requested. And that's it for the clerk's office.
Page number 10.
Yes, ma'am. So page number 10 is the finance department. So I'll start at 525005 again. Supplies account requesting $8,000. Gas and oil usage, $1,500.
What do you all drive, Miss Pryor?
In our department, we have assigned to us a Chrysler 3000 currently, which is in pretty bad shape, but that's what we have.
Yes, it is. Yes, it's in bad shape. Okay, go ahead, Miss Pryor.
Yes, ma'am. And 526026, which is convention, conference, and travel expenses, $12,500. And there again, very little expenditures because the majority of our, conferences were, of course, canceled. But hopefully, things will open back up and we can continue our training. Capital equipment, $25,000. We did request this because again, our Chrysler 3000, it's in bad shape. So we are requesting that we are allowed to purchase a vehicle for our department. So that's the capital equipment. Cellular phones, we're requesting $4,500. Okay, due subscription and memberships, we're requesting $1,500. Okay, and that's the last line item in the finance department.
Excuse me, Ms. Pryor. Just
Yes.
a quick question. As far as in the finance department, how many cell phones are assigned to the employees in the finance department?
Let's see, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Yes,
Right, thank you.
yes, ma'am. Okay, so there aren't any questions. We'll go to page 11. And page 11 is the revenue department. So we'll look at 525005. Let's see, $6,000 requested for supplies. Gas, oil, and usage, $2,000. Convention, conference, and travel expenses, $3,200. Cellular phones, 1,000. Repairs to vehicles, $5,000. And dues, subscription, and membership, 500.
What kind of vehicle is assigned to that department?
Now they do have a car. It's some type of Ford. I'm not sure if it's an Escort or some little small compact car like an Escort or something on the lines of that. I'm not.
It's like a Ford Focus or something of that sort.
Something like that. It's a very small compact little Ford car.
Counselors, any questions? If not, page 12.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So let's look at 525005 supplies, and we're looking at buildings. This is the building account or departments rather. Supplies, they're requesting $5,000. Okay, 525005. Okay. Let's see. Gas and oil usage, $6,000.
You said building?
Yes, ma'am. We're on page 12.
Yes, ma'am.
On page 12. Okay.
And what vehicle, excuse me, Madam Chair, I'm sorry. What type of vehicle do they have?
Now, I'm not sure what the building department drives.
Is that one or two cars? I think they have two cars, an SUV and that Chevrolet.
I know I do see an SUV for sure, and I'm not sure about the make of the other car.
It's an older Crown Vic. It's a Crown Vic.
Yeah,
it's old. It's an old blue Crown Vic.
Yeah.
Now the pickup truck, a white Ford.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Pryor.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So 525016 is repairs to equipment, requesting $1,000. Okay. Let's see. Convention, conference, and travel, they are requesting $3,000. They didn't request anything this year for capital equipment. Okay. So stormwater equipment, they're requesting $100,000. Copier lease requesting $4,000. Okay. Stormwater, and this is Alabama Department of Revenue. There's some fees here, but they're requesting $6,000.
You talking about ADM?
Yes.
I thought I heard something about revenue.
Well, it's ADM, and it's Department of Environmental Management as well as Department of Revenue. It's both.
Okay, it's both slash. Okay.
Okay, maintenance, $1,000. Cellular phones, they're requesting $7,500. Repairs to vehicles, they're requesting $7,500. Okay, dues, subscription, and membership, $2,500. Oxmoor Steering Committee, they're requesting $10,000. And that should be, yes, that's
what is, Ms. Pryor, what is the Oxmoor Steering Committee? They went from 1,000 to 10,000. What is it?
Yes, ma'am. So what that is, We put money there. There was some discussion about extending that Oxmoor Trail, that Red Mountain Trail over to Bessemer. And so funds were put there. No funds have been expended to this point, but there was discussion about extending that Red Mountain Trail over to
Okay.
Bessemer.
Okay.
Yep, that's correct. I think we talked about that the last budget we had. That is correct. I remember that.
Okay. Page number 13.
Yes, ma'am. So page number 13 is municipal court. And this municipal court budget for general fund, this is where we pay our city employees their salaries as well as their fringe benefits. So that's what's charged here in this municipal court budget. Okay. And if there aren't any questions, so the next page, we'll go over to page 14. Okay, so we'll look at 525005, and we're looking at the police department's budget. Okay, so 525005 supply is where we are. They're requesting $50,000. Okay, let's see, incidental, the next line item, the request is $1,000. Okay, postage, printing, and stationery, the request is $5,000. Gas and oil usage, $230,000. Okay, workers' compensation claims and expenses they're requesting $75,000. Okay, let's see, uniforms. The request is $85,000.
Excuse me, Madam Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Pryor, I'm not certain as to whether you're able to answer this question or not. Do you know how often uniforms are being provided for our officers?
No, ma'am, I'm not sure about that. Chief Roper would be the best one, I guess, to answer that question.
Okay, is there any way we can, I guess, get that information as to the number of uniforms and how often are uniforms provided for the officers, please?
Yes, ma'am, I can ask Chief Roper. Let me make a note of it just a moment. So how many times per year they're issued new uniforms?
How many uniforms are they provided and in what increments? How often?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. I can get that information and email it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay. Let's see. The next line item is bills and expense, and the request is $65,000. Let's see. Tires, $50,000 requested. Repairs to equipment, there's a request for $5,000. Radio purchases, $7,500. Training expenses, $6,500. I'm sorry, $65,000. I'm sorry, 65,000. Okay. Convention, conference, and travel expenses, $10,000. Capital equipment, $45,475. Okay. Let's see. Telephone, 75,000. Electricity, 45,000. Cellular phones, $80,000. Copier services, 20,000. Okay, uniforms for new police officers, $150,000.
So over on the other page where they got uniforms, that does not include the new officers.
Yes, ma'am. They're breaking it out. This line item is for the new officers. It's 150. Okay.
Madam President, I have a question.
Ms. Try, are we talking about 525063?
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
I don't see anything there.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let's see. Did I get off the line?
Yes, ma'am. You got way off the line. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, let's see. Hold on. Let's me back up. Okay, well then they're not breaking that out. I'm sorry, I got on the wrong line. You're right.
That's okay.
I made a mistake.
Excuse me. I guess you kind of moved a bit too fast, and I'm still on page 14 when you went from telephones and cell phones. Okay, telephones 75,000 and cell phones 80,000. I mean, I'm trying to make sure I'm on the right lines with this. So the telephones, what type of telephones are we paying $75,000 for? If it's not the cell phones.
Okay, yes, ma'am. So they have telephones within, like, landline telephones as well as cellular phones. They have landline telephones which are on their desk at the different offices and precincts.
And it's $75,000 a year.
Mm.
These are landlines.
Yes, ma'am. Well, if you look at that third column, that one in the middle is
56,000.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. 56,000, 325,000, and the request is 75,000 for 2021. Yes, ma'am.
You have two 14s, two 14A and 14B counselors.
Yes, ma'am. And so we're on to B now.
And let's see. Let me make sure I get myself on the correct line.
Okay,
the very top, because I mean you moved kind of kind of rushed. Well, I guess went through those so quickly, I got left behind. Now the copier services, I guess it's safe to say that this is with the Conoco as well.
Yes, ma'am. Conoco Minolta. Okay, and then so 525064. Let me see what I'm. Okay, so 525064. That's the repairs to vehicles, which is the 150,000.
Okay, I guess that would be. I guess this will be the same answer that you provided for previously with the repairs to the vehicle. Are these deductibles, or I guess also with the cars that's out of warranty as well?
Yes, ma'am. It would be cars that are out of warranty. We have some fleet that are, older than the 3 years or 5 years or 7 years that excuse me, sorry, the warranty will cover those expenditures. But once it gets beyond the warranty, then we have to pay for expenses, repair expenses.
Yes, ma'am.
Madam President,
Yes, sir.
and allow me to interject and stuff this. When it comes to repairs to vehicles, we're speaking also not in terms of anything relevant and stuff to insurance and stuff as well. If a alternator or a starter or something goes out and stuff on a vehicle, or even if it's a newer vehicle that's not and stuff covered under a warranty. So in the police budget, repairs and stuff to vehicles would cover and stuff anything that may happen, to a vehicle like that if it's not an insurance related issue. But repairs and stuff to vehicles in some of those other departments would include exactly the same thing, with the exception to if the car needed a set of tires, or as I said, a starter, an alternator, or fuel pump, water pump, anything that may go wrong on a vehicle and is captured in repairs to vehicles. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Gurley. Are you finished, Councilor Crusoe?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Pryor, you can continue.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So the next number is 525066. And these are supplies. This should include like meals and different things like that. Just different supplies over there at the prison. Okay, the next line item is 525067, which is capital equipment building. And let's see, $50,000 is the request.
Did they say what their capital
is that for
was?
both buildings? Is that for both buildings, the one on Bessemer Highway and the jail, or just the jail itself?
Let's see. I'll ask the mayor to help me out with this. What I have noted is that we're going to do some ADA compliance for the sidewalks. That's the note that I have for that $50,000. And I'll ask the mayor if he can help me on which facility, which building that is for.
Madam President, Councilor Matthews, it is for both and such vehicles. Obviously, if a AC unit or something goes out, you have to repair that. If there's a leak in the roof, anything on those facilities, obviously it comes out of that. There's no designated purpose for capital equipment and stuff other than just the repairs that may come up in the obviously in the run of a day, week, or a month when you're dealing in stuff with older and stuff buildings and stuff like that. But Ms. Pryor is exactly right. There is some ADA compliances. That $50,000 is designated for ADA compliant sidewalks for the building on 1st and 15th.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to know what's for both. Yeah, okay. I'm good. Thank
you. Okay. Let's see. Okay, 525075.
Let's go back to capital equipment vehicle. You left that one where it say where it's nothing, and I'm asking for a reason. because there's nothing over there. And that's something that we're not gonna look into, because and the reason why I asked, because I've seen some crashed vehicles where they still, and I wanted to ask this not from a budgetary standpoint, but from a replacement standpoint. The vehicles that have been, I guess, in an accident, or have they been repaired or replaced?
Yes, sir. So
Not necessarily the budgeted amount, but when you talked about repairs to vehicle, and then I don't see anything budgeted. I see the 210 that was budgeted, but I'm just curious about that.
yes, sir. So if you look at that middle column, we did purchase $210,000 worth of vehicles. So there was not a request this year to purchase any other vehicles. But we purchased several police vehicles to the amount of $210,000, and you can see that in that middle column.
Yes, ma'am. And I think the mayor was about to answer the question concerning the ones that had been wrecked in several. We had 2 SUVs there on 9th Avenue. At the flower shop, and so those, have they been replaced or repaired, man?
Madam President, Councilor Matthews, if those vehicles were newer model vehicles, in which I would think that both those SUVs would have been, I can't say whether they would have been replaced already, but they would have been turned over to the insurance company to be replaced.
Oh, okay.
So they would not. And if you all recall from last year, you voted and sub to purchase of 210,000 worth of vehicles, and I think the additional amount was paid and so out of a confiscated drug fund. And
right.
So, but those vehicles would be replaced per insurance.
Okay. All right. Thanks, sir.
Any more questions, counselors? Okay, you can resume, Ms. Pryor.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So 525075, due subscription and memberships. There is a request for $1,500. Let's see, 525080, uniform allowance request for $15,000.
Excuse me, Ms. Pryor.
Yes, ma'am.
I guess this is the third line of uniforms. So with this allowance, I guess this is, can you, let me know the difference as far as in the uniforms in the previous line items versus this one.
Okay, let's see here. Let me ask Chief Roper. Can I email you that?
I mean, you can just
Madam President, I can answer that.
Okay, and can you answer that, Mayor Girl Flores, please?
Yes, I can. The uniforms would be exactly what they are. They're uniform for patrolmen, uniform police officers. A uniform allowance would be for those detectives and plainclothes officers, those officers that are not required or do not and stuff wear and stuff uniforms. They would get the uniforms of allowance.
So what we are to understand is that if they put their 5 pair of khakis or 5 shirts into the cleaners, they can use that allowance for that, since they don't wear the regular uniform.
Well, it is the purchase of those it's
Okay.
of the uniform, not the cleaning.
Okay. 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 Are you finished, Councilor Crusoe?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Ms. Pryor?
Yes, ma'am. Service agreements, $3,000. Janitorial supplies, $3,500. Southside substation building, $5,000.
Well, you said 3,500.
Yes, ma'am. That is for janitorial supplies.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. South Side Substation Building, $5,000. Crime prevention supplies, $3,500.
No. Is that $35,000?
I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. 35,000. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Training facility building, 5,000. Training facility elect, 2,500. Training facility, these are just that's the electricity, the 2,500. The water is 6,500. Training facility supplies is $50,000. Training facility equipment is $10,000. Traffic division supplies, 7,500. Traffic division equipment is $10,000, and that is the last item of request.
That's the last item on 14B. Councilors, you have 8 minutes.
Let me ask a question. One quick question on 14B. Just a quick question.
Yes,
Mayor, and if I'm mistaken, that training facility, I know what that is. Down at the Colonial Promenade, do they? What type of arrangements are down there for that? You know, you see substations, Southside, but that Colonial Promenade, is that one that that we don't have to? That's something that I guess the strip mall they provide, or what cost is that to us, if any?
Madam President, Council Matthews, there's no cost in something that that facility is provided by the mall.
Okay, I thought I remembered from way back, but I just couldn't. Yeah. Okay, that's why I said it was a quick question. Yeah, I thought it was.
Councilors, do you want to start on page 15 and stop maybe mid-page, or do we want to pick up 15 on the 19th?
We do 15. 15 ain't gonna. I don't think 15 gonna. Well, that's up to them.
I mean, it's lengthy, so I think I'm probably wise if I'll start up on the next meeting with it.
Next meeting for the budget councilors, and it looks like we're going to get finished on the 19th. Will be the 19th at 6:30, and we can pick up on page number 15. Is that the consensus of this body?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, councilors. I need a motion, a second, and a roll call, please.
Madam Chair, I move to adjourn.
Second.
Ms. Taylor, are you there? If not, Councilor Collier.
Aye.
Councilor Alexander.
Aye.
Councilor Thigpen. Councilor Marshall.
Aye.
Councilor Matthews.
Aye.
Councilor Crusoe.
Councilor Donald.
Councilor Donald, aye. You all have a great night. Thank you so much.
Good night.
Bye-bye.